Okay, good evening, guys. It is August 19th, and this is our all team training call for this evening. Um, and I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about tonight. And hopefully, you guys get something out of it because we're going to do a little interactive thing. So, just really quick, a little bit of housekeeping. If you are going to Pure Impact and you haven't told me you're going, please let me know because I'm going to be ordering some fun little surprises if you're going. Hey, Tana. And Impact is awesome. It is like really just great training. It's great to be around other like minded people. And even based on what we're going to be talking about tonight, um, you guys are you're just going to be able to really see how a lot of why we do what we do and why things are offered when they're offered is so that you can really mind your mind and be around positive, encouraging people. And one of the most amazing things to me about this business is the relationships with people that you grow into and with as you grow on this journey called Arbonne, because as you move forward in the company and as you get to know people on sidelines and my gosh, that was hilarious, Becky. Um, sorry, your cat. Um, it's just the people that you meet are like no other people from a positivity standpoint, from being there for you standpoint. So anyway, that's one of the perks of going to Impact. Hey, Les. And so just a couple of little quick housekeeping things. Let me know if you're going to Impact if you haven't already. I am so excited about our holiday line, and I'm so excited about the new products that got launched. I am super excited about the Evergreen Essential Oil, even though that's limited time. But one of my all-time favorite things is the Times Pine Candle, and so it smells like Christmas trees, and so I'm super excited that we have essential oil. Like similar scent. But the other essential oil that's not limited time is called Warrior. And the Warrior essential oil is congruent with On Guard or Thieves. So if you know anything about Young Living or doTERRA, that is going to be the oil going into the fall and into the winter that people are going to be diffusing. They're going to be rubbing it all over their children because that's the oil that keeps you from getting sick. It fights bacteria and viruses and stuff. And it's an amazing cleaner. Like you can put it in water and spray it on your countertops, and it cleans all like 99% bacteria. So I'm super excited that we have something to offer instead of just, I personally buy On Guard. And so now I don't have to buy On Guard. I can buy from my own store. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about the apple cinnamon protein bars. And someone asked today just about are we going to ever have like a 5 ingredient protein bar? And the problem that we find is we want a complete protein. And unless you're using animal protein, it's really hard to get a complete protein unless you're combining other plant proteins. So the bars are like super, super low in sugar. I think they're only 5 grams of sugar, which compared to like a Cliff Bar or a Z Bar or Lara bars, all of those things, none of which are horrible, but we have an incredible place in the marketplace with those. So I'm excited to try the apple cinnamon one of that. And then the chai protein is fabulous if you've never had the chai protein. So that's going to be great that they're bringing that back as well. And that's just going to lead me to think, I want you guys to think outside of the box a little bit. Here in Atlanta, we're really excited moving into the fall to be offering some gatherings for women, primarily, that is cultivating community, with Arbonne kind of being the sponsor piece around that. So we are going to be having a mom's shake morning, a couple mornings a month. And where we're going to offer shakes. And once we get the chai protein, we're going to offer chai lattes that you can make with the chai protein. And we're going to give like a brief overview of why we love Arbonne, why we love the community, like a snippet about the business and financial freedom and why the products are amazing. But then we're going to be talking about like family traditions in the fall, or how do you decorate for holiday, or I mean, you think of what your people would want to talk about that really is not like salesy, because I think as we create that community, people want to be a part of community, and we're going to love and serve people. And they also get to try incredible products. And so you can give like a brief overview of why you're excited about the products, but you don't have to do like this huge sales pitch, and you can invite people into community. So just think through that. We're going to be offering those community days like twice a month going into the fall, on top of just some healthy happy hours and Discover Arbonnes and stuff. But, and then, okay, so springing into the fall, September, October, November, December is fourth quarter. And fourth quarter in Arbonne is our biggest quarter of the year. We do the most sales volume in the whole entire year in the fourth quarter, which is super exciting. If you're getting into Arbonne, if you're launching your business, if you're working through promotions, like this is an exciting time of the year to really be involved with this company and with this business. So Becky, we kind of were joking a little bit in the beginning because Becky's been planting a lot of seeds, and she's like, oh my gosh, some of it's actually starting to sprout now. And I said, yeah, that dang 90-day cycle. And it is just so true. Like, I think sometimes people get really discouraged when they start their business and they feel like they're talking to all these people. And some people are like, oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, maybe I want to buy some protein, or yeah, maybe I'll do that 30 days thing that you do, or whatever. And then they like go into the witness protection program or something. And that really has nothing to do with you at all. You know, people need 7 to 9 exposures before they make a decision to purchase. And so, but we always talk about the 90-day cycle because, you know, you're only responsible for planting the seeds. I really believe that God waters it and makes it grow. And Leslie and I were talking about today, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person, and you cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. So let me say that again. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person, and you cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. And what I just mean by that is that the people are going to come into your business who are supposed to be in your business. And you just need to surrender that. You need to do the activity that's going to bring the people into your business, but you have to surrender the outcome. And I think sometimes we get so hung up with the outcome that we stop doing the activity and we think, oh, I'm not good at this, or whatever your lies you're telling yourself. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But just with the 90-day cycle, you know, think of where your business could be in 90 days from now. And if you don't have a clear vision about that, we're going to focus on that as we move through today. So again, the holiday line's coming out. That generates a lot of excitement with people to have pure, safe, beneficial products that they can offer as gifts. That's a tax write-off for you guys. If you want to give Arbonne as a Christmas present this year, or a Hanukkah present, or just whatever you celebrate in the fall, that baby showers, birthdays, whatever. If you give Arbonne as a gift, it's a tax write-off. So just remember that. That's fun. I've never been able to write off my gifts to people until I started working this business. Okay, and so we are going to jump in. That's kind of all I have for just housekeeping. Let me know if you have questions. Please feel free to message questions in the chat if you have questions. But tonight I'm really going to jump in. There's been a couple of books. Well, I'm a nerd, I'll just say that. But there's been a couple of books, or 3 books in particular, that I'm reading all at the same time that I feel like have like changed my life in the last like 2 months. Some are related to homework I have. I'm going to the Green Bay Leadership Retreat. It starts August 23rd through the 26th. Donna Johnson puts that on for vice presidents in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And we're going to the Tundra Lodge, which is super fabulous. I'm excited about that. And she's had us read some books for the conference. One in particular that we're mainly going to talk about tonight. But you guys are going to see me talk about 2 other books in the next couple of weeks because I feel like they're life-changing. So this is the first one, The Road Back to You, an Enneagram Journey to Self-Discovery. And if you guys have never heard of the Enneagram, you're gonna hear a lot about it. I'll just tell you that in the next couple of months. It's basically how to know yourself and how to know the people around you and how to know your pitfalls and your strengths and all this stuff. It's crazy eye-opening. And then the other one is called Switch on Your Brain. It's backwards on my thing. I was having to read it backwards. And this is Dr. Caroline Leaf. She's a neuroscientist. And this thing is about self-talk, and we're going to talk a little bit about self-talk tonight. But both of those books, if you're not reading anything right now, I'd highly, highly recommend any of those. So I want you guys to get out a pen and some paper, and we're going to talk about a couple of things tonight. I want you to write down, the first thing I want you to write down for you is, what is your desire with your business? I believe that if you are in Arbonne right now, that is not an accident, okay? Arbonne, yes, is a health and wellness company, but bigger than the fact that we sell health and wellness products, Arbonne is a vehicle, okay? And you guys will hear me say that. You probably heard me say that over and over and over again. It is a vehicle to take you from where you are to where you want to be. Whether that, and you might come into Arbonne because of health reasons, and you want to take your health from where you are to where you want to be. You might come into Arbonne for financial reasons, okay? The thing that I didn't realize, and the other piece of this, is that Arbonne's a vehicle to take you from where you are right now and grow you, I believe, more into the person that God wants you to be. So your why will get bigger as your business grows, okay? But what is your desire with your business? I'm going to share this screen. Gotta find the thing I'm sharing it with. Hold on one second. Oh gosh. Hold on one second. How do I get? Of course, I closed my whole deal. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now I can find it. Okay, so we're going to start off with, and some of you have already done this, and this is not, we're not going to hang out here, but I want you to think about what are your discontents in life, okay? What are the things you wish you could do with your life, but you can't do those things right now? For some of us, it might be, I would love to go on a girls' weekend with my friends, but I'm going to have to take off Thursday and Friday from work, and my boss won't let me take off from work on Thursday and Friday, or I have to take PTO or something like that. So like if life was perfect and you were your own boss, that's a discontent. Or maybe you're allowed to take off from work, but when you look at your bank account, you realize that you really shouldn't spend the money to fly on the girls' weekend because the plane tickets are just too expensive. Okay, there could be other things. Those are just kind of 2 examples. And we always say to people, if time and money were not an issue to you, usually when I do a presentation, especially facial presentations, before we even get started, they have to tell me one thing they'd like to improve on their health and their skin. And then if time and money were not an issue for them, what would they be doing with their life? And your why is so much bigger than financial, okay? But I think a lot of times, and this is what I'm realizing with my business, even 4 years in, is you're always clarifying your why. And if you don't have a really clear why, you are not going to do the activity to move you towards your why. Because there's a lot of life that happens, and there's a lot of excuses that come in the way of why we do why. We get content with living with our discontent. And I don't know if you guys feel that way right now. I know that I can, be content with my discontent. And to me, the Bible says also that we should be content in all seasons. But I also think that God's called us to bigger things that sometimes we allow ourselves to talk ourselves out of and justify it as, oh, I just need to be content. Okay? And there might be something bigger that you're being called into that because of fear, you're justifying it with, I just need to be content. So the book that we're having to read for the Green Bay Leadership Retreat is called Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire. And The Art of Vision and Self-Motivation by a guy named Richard Bliss Brooke. And I'm going to post a training. It's an hour-long training, so it's not a short training, but it's an hour-long training that I've been listening to that he did that's on YouTube around this book. And I would encourage you to take some time in the next week or so, whether you're making dinner, in the car, whenever, and just listen to it. Because one of the things that he talks about, he's talking to all network marketing people. He's a professional network marketer who came from a really, really humble background. When network marketing found him, and it wasn't Arbonne, it was a different company, but he was working in a chicken processing plant with 5 different friends, which is pretty disgusting work if you kind of look up what goes on in a chicken processing plant. And he was just pretty content to make, I think at that time he was making $3.05 an hour cutting up chickens as they came through in an assembly line. And his family had never gone to college. No one in his family ever had gone to college. And that's all he thought he could do with his life. And now he's super, super successful. He became successful in the field of network marketing. But a lot of what he's so good at is speaking about vision and like what holds you back. So you can have a desire, you can have a why, and you can have motivation, but all of that is going to be influenced by your vision. And Andy Stanley says that vision is a clear mental picture of what could be, fueled by the conviction of what should be. And I know that when I first started my business, I didn't have a really clear vision for where I was going in my business. But as I've gone along and I'm doing the personal development and I'm doing the reading and the listening and the believing, you almost have to become the evidence to yourself that this actually works by walking into it when you struggle to believe that it actually will work. Okay, if you're waiting for a sign from God to be like, hello, you need to be a professional network marketer and Arbonne is your vehicle, you're probably not going to get it. But I'm telling you right now that it is a sign that you're even listening to this call if you're not on live. And it is a sign that you are listening if you are on live, because he doesn't make mistakes. Okay, you didn't accidentally end up here. And what this has to offer people, what it has to offer each of us is a huge, huge deal. So we're going to do a little exercise right now. And I'm going to read something, and I'm going to ask you guys to kind of close your eyes for 1 minute, okay? And I want you to take something that you want, a dream that you have for yourself, a dream that you have for your family, anything that's important to you, something that you truly desire. And I want you to close your eyes and visualize yourself in possession of this, of already having it, of already doing it, of already being in it. So you need to tune in to the movie of yourself in that specific situation. Okay? And then just let yourself go with it for 1 minute. I'm going to time it. And you just need to watch the movie. Let yourself feel how it would feel. Listen to the voices that you hear, your voice, the voices of other people that could be in the vision with you. And you need to hear that soundtrack of your life for a minute. Okay? So we're going to start right now. And I'll stop you in 1 minute. Okay, it's done. Okay, good. We're done. So now I'm going to ask you a couple questions about your vision. Okay. And I really think that I've never really been into visualizing things very much. I had honestly thought it was kind of hokey. But the more I'm learning about brain stuff and the science behind some of this, it's fascinating. Okay, so here are the questions, and I want you to be honest about this. On a scale of 1 to 10, was the picture you saw clear? 1 being a blank, snowy screen, and 10, a crystal clear, widescreen, high definition, Dolby surround sound movie that you just envisioned, okay? So 1 to 10. 1 being unclear, 10 being clear. On a scale of 1 to 10, did you feel a sense of positive or negative expectation regarding whether the result would not or could actually happen? Okay? 1 would be negative, 10 would be positive. Does that make sense? Did that question make sense? Okay. And then the last question, on a scale of 1 to 10, did you feel you really deserved it? 1 being you don't deserve to have happen what you envisioned, and 10 being yes, 100% you deserved it. Okay, so add up all those points. Okay. And then if you scored a 24 to a 30, there's a very high probability that you're on your way to your vision actually happening. Okay. 20 to 24, something is standing in between you and what you want. You will want to do some aggressive vision work to free this up, and you may be making some current progress even as we speak. If you scored a 16 to 20, you might want the vision, but you really only expect for things to stay the same as they are right now. You must reinvent your beliefs about this goal. And then below 16, not only do you not believe this will happen, exactly the opposite could happen. Worry is a vision too, and you can replace worry with a vision of success. Okay? So when you're visualizing that, and I had that thing up about your why, if you don't have a really crystal clear vision, and I know I didn't for a long time, but I'll tell you guys, I'm going to start crying right now probably. I did this the other day, and my vision was my entire family standing on the beach at Maui in Hawaii, because that's what happens when you become an MVP with this company. And my kids and and my husband were all standing on the beach with our toes in the sand, all gathered around, and I could literally smell the sea air and feel the wind. And I started crying, envisioning it. Now, if you had asked me 2 years ago to do that, I would have been like, that's so weird. What? No. Okay. Like, no. But I want to show you guys something. I'm learning that I have to keep the vision in front of me, and I have to believe it. I have to see it to believe it, to work into it, to do the activity, to persevere when it's hard. So this is one thing that I just bought from the Hot for Haiti. And you would ask, why would I spend $80 on a picture? And I spent $80 on this, and it went to a good cause. But I bought this picture that I'm going to get framed. And it says Aloha with the Arbonne symbol, that this gal that lives in Hawaii, when they go to Maui, takes these amazing pictures. And I bought it to frame it, to put it in my office, because every stinking time I see that, I believe that I'm going to be there one day. And I have to keep that vision in front of me, or it might fade. And so going back to, if you did not score in that upper, what was it, 26 to 30, I think it was, your programming affects your vision, okay? It's not because you're a bad person, or it's not because you had a bad upbringing that you can't accomplish anything, okay? Or it's not because you're not brave enough, or whatever you're going to tell yourself, okay? Our brains, there's a big difference between your brain and your mind. Big difference, okay? And your mind can actually change the biological makeup of your brain. Science shows that now on a brain scan. So sometimes in life, and I know that there's been a lot of sometimes in life for me, so I'm assuming that there's been a lot of sometimes in life for everybody. Other people's input, experiences we've had, and just our stupid internal dialogue that goes on in our heads without us even realizing it, shapes your vision about your life and shapes your belief about who you're going to become. You know that little quote that says, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Okay? And some of it's our fault because we allow things in. We allow toxic relationships to remain in our life. How many of us have had toxic relationships that we know are bad for us, that we feel bad not being friends with the person because we're going to hurt their feelings when really they're awful for us? Okay? Me too. And I just keep being friends with people because I feel bad not being their friend, but they're not really my friend either. So why am I being friends with them? It could be stuff that your parents told you that's just not true. You know, how many times have you heard someone say, don't put all your eggs in one basket, or you're not good enough, or why can't you be more like fill in the blank? You know, the economy is really going to head for trouble. You need to buckle down and, you know, live in fear. Or, you know, you just keep screwing things up all the time. I don't know what that negative thing is for you, but we all have something negative unless you've done a ton of work in this area of your life. How many of you have thought, don't get your hopes up, it's not going to happen? Okay, even if you're subconsciously thinking that, or that's happened to you in other areas of your life, you wrote a script in your head, you built, it's called toxic neuronic building. Your neurons, you have negative neurons and you have positive, healthy neurons in your brain that affect your mind. And your mind is what's going to make you do or not do certain things. So if that vision for you was cloudy and in the back of your head, you're thinking, this would be awesome, but I really don't think it's going to happen. Okay. There's probably something there that you need to deal with to press into whatever it is that God is calling you to into your life. Okay. Ephesians 2:10 says that God has already created good works that you should walk in them. And I believe that there's a lot of us out here who are afraid to even walk in any type of works, not to mention what our ultimate calling is in life. Because somebody else has told us we're going to screw it up or we're not good enough or whatever it is. So some of those positive things that people might have said to you is, we love you no matter what, or you can do anything if you put your mind to it, or you are smart, you know, you deserve nothing but the best. We're always there for you. You can think of the positive influences in your life as well, okay? So, does someone else want to say something? Or Shannon was just getting on, okay. So, yeah, jump in if you guys want to say anything. It's totally great. So that's where self-talk comes into play in a huge, huge way, because there are things you've encountered in your life, experiences you've encountered in your life, relationships you've encountered in your life, and just negative, basically recordings that you've told yourself over and over and over and over again to the point where you believe them now. So when you do self-talk, and there's a program called Self-Talk Plus that I love. My kids actually listen to it daily, because there's a kid version and you guys have heard me talk about it. But if you're doing that consistently, it starts to change your life. And my husband and I have been doing this thing called 21-day brain detox, where we're getting really still and listening and really trying to unearth like the really negative, nasty stuff that we believe about why we do life. And it's been huge. We've had some phenomenal conversations about that. So if you'd like more information on that, please let me know. And the self-talk stuff, you can just go to Self-Talk Plus, and it's free for 90 or 30 days to listen to if you want to experiment with that. But basically you listen to it, you're supposed to listen to it in the morning and the evening. We kind of only listen to it once a day. But there's things on there for organizing, for positive career, how you see yourself positively in your career, for your relationships with friends, for teen girls, for your kids, for if you need to lose weight, for your network marketing business. Like there's a lot of things on there that are actually really cool topical things, like if you need to work on. And I just laugh. When I did the organizing one, I started laughing because I was organizing my entire house. I was like, why am I even doing this? But all the drawers, I was pulling them out, getting the vacuum out, cleaning all the crumbs out of the drawers and folding all my clothes and the thing. I need to go back and redo that one because my closet's a mess right now. But and he just says in this book, to the degree there is clarity, the mind does not distinguish between an actual experience and the one that has been vividly imagined. Okay, so the clearer you can get on your vision, the more you get out of your own way, the more positive it's actually going to happen. And to be honest with you guys, when I started crying, when I saw that, that was kind of weird to me because I have never gotten emotional over visualizing something before. But it was also neat to see that like I'm doing work on myself and it's showing up in other areas of my life. So that's all I have for tonight. So I'm excited about fourth quarter, and I'm excited for our team and all the neat things you guys are doing, the folks that are entering into our community, the Live Free group. Remember that we have the 3-day event that's going to be the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. And does anybody have any other thoughts or questions? Please feel free to unmute yourself. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for taking time for you guys getting on live tonight. I know it's a sacrifice for your business and I appreciate it. And I really do think you're going to be blessed by that. And I love y'all. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Those people that are in Atlanta are going to Knoxville. And Shannon and Cynthia have fun in Anaheim, going to Cali. And I think a couple of people are going to DC. So talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you.